The woman discovers that her adopted daughter is not only 7 years old as written on the information, because she has no intention of bumping into her daughter to go to the toilet, and found that her daughter has grown pubic hair.
What happened?
She has hair.
What hair?
Down there. I don't think she's a little girl.
Not only that, the girl, who needs a walker to walk, actually runs on the beach. A series of bizarre details completely shatters the woman's trust, and she begins to realize that the child in front of her is far more complicated and dangerous than she imagined. And time goes back a few days to a time when Kristen's life was far from perfect on the surface. As a mother of 3 boys, the oldest of whom, Accord, had been diagnosed with autism, she was always busy, and her marriage was slipping dangerously close to the edge, especially after a failed attempt to adopt a little girl named Blanca, a failure that became a watershed moment in the couple's relationship, and Kristen chose to deal with it in a different way, by insisting on moving on and immersing herself in the work of founding a daycare center for children with autism. One afternoon, Kristen receives a call from the adoption center. Sandy tells Kristen of a special situation. A 7-year-old Ukrainian girl with dwarfism is in need of an emergency adoption, and if a willing family can't be found within 24 hours, the girl will be sent to a group home. When Kristen inquires as to why the original adopting family gave up the child, instead, Sandy replied that not everyone's heart can be big enough to accept a child with a handicap. Sandy went on to say that after she saw Kristen's profile, she was convinced that Kristen was the light that this little girl needed.
I'd have to talk to my husband.
Of course, absolutely. I know this is fast.
And what's her name?
Natalia Grace.
Natalia Grace. That is beautiful. Almost like a prayer.